Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today's service is my own KTM. This one right here, of course. Service, simple service. It needs oil, air filter, oil filter. It didn't actually come with a spark plug, funny enough. Quick chain clean, bit of lube on the chain, and then that's it, it's good to go. I'm not worried about the spark plug on this service, but I'll do it again at some point. I've also got some good coolant coming. I want to change the coolant for some ice coolant. I did a lot of research on it. It's meant to be quite good. These bikes run hot anyway. They don't overheat. There's a difference. There's lots of complaints online about their bikes overheating. They don't overheat. They run hot. The fan works. It kicks in. It cools them down. So there is a difference there. They just run hot. They're big singles and they work really hard. So step one in this process is ordering the right parts. For the KTM 390 in the UK, it's 15 weight 50 oil, 15 weight 50. Now that's quite rare. I don't know if that's a single cylinder thing, but yeah, it's quite rare. High flow air filter, I don't care if it's high flow or not. I'm not worried about that, but it is high flow. I'm quite happy with standard. And a bit of chain loop there. It just came through. I don't know. I've got better stuff in there actually. And of course the oil filter itself. Step one, make sure you've got the right parts. Step two is we need to remove this bottom pan, belly pan here. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tens, and it should then just drop out. Step two, remove the belly pan. Belly pan off. Now left side, stand side, oil drain plug is here. However, we want to warm the bike up to temperature first. So we want to warm it up all the way to temperature first, and then we're going to drop the oil. That way we're going to get all the sludge and everything out once it's all circulating. So next step is warm the bike up 3, 4, 5 minutes, get it up to temp, and then we'll crack that and we'll catch the old oil. So while I'm waiting to warm up, I've greased up some of my levers and I've tightened my throttle cable just because it was getting a bit slack. I want the temp to be a bit higher. I want the fan to be kicking in because I really want the oil circulating. I really want to get the sludge warmed up and out. So another couple of minutes. So fan just kicked in, we're up to temp. Next step, drop the oil and catch the oil. It's in a bit of a weird position, so catching might be easier said than done. Come on. Also, it's gonna be hot, which obviously is my fault. I'm going to take out the filler plug to help it drain. There we go. Look at that. Watery, lovely. Perfect. Spot on. Change the oil filter, just these 2 size 8s down here. You might get a little bit of drip out here, but the bike's that way and fairly empty now, so you shouldn't get much. Might need a touch of a helping hand, might be a bit warm. Bit of a spill. That'll do for now. I do want this bike to fully drain. Still draining out gently. If there's bits in there, there's going to be little bits in there. You don't have to worry too much. But look, white's still dripping. I do want to catch it. Air filter is under the seat, front seat. So here we are. It looks like 2/8. Pop it off. We'll see what we've got. Very quick and easy. These Mark 1 KTMs, brilliant. All right. We are quite dirty there actually. Nothing major, but we're fairly dirty. I don't know if that's high flow. Yeah, we're quite dirty in there. New one will really help. I don't know if this is high flow or not. There's lots and lots of discussions online about air filters and restriction. For me, I'm not putting open air tops on or anything like that. These bikes are temperamental at best, so I want it running from at factory spec really, because I like the torque it's got from factory, and it's designed to last as long as possible in that setup. Once you start messing with more air and open air boxes, for me it's not right. You can do loads of retuning and you can get it okay, but stock standard for me is what I want. Right, let's check out the new air filter. Let's see if it's the same. The original air filter has its date on it. I don't know if you can see that, but it's February 2015. That means that's the air filter that came with the bike. Now, it's not a huge issue. The bike's done 3,500, 4,000 miles. But it's 9 years old now, 8.5 years old. So that's interesting, original. New ones here, high flow. I don't think it's going to make much difference because the airbox is sealed, but a tiny bit maybe. And after my speech about staying stock, I'm chucking in this. But what I really mean is I'm not modifying the airbox. I don't mind the high flow filter on the inside, but I'm not modifying the airbox. Also, these Mark 1s adjust themselves. The ECUs, they have self-adjustment. The Mark 2s have a tiny bit of self-adjustment, as in air fuel mix. And then the Mark 3s have practically none at all, so you can't really tune them unless you tune them properly using a computer. So next step is shoving a new oil filter. So it can be a bit of a faff, nothing major. Just get two flat things to the side and work it out. Look, one side, and there you go. Cool. Good. Can go straight in the bin. Tiny bit of oil on the seal. Look, use the same oil. Tiny bit on the seal. And then that's a push fit. Like that, exactly like that, push fit. Tiny bit of oil on the O-ring here. We've got oil, look, we've got plenty. It's not a bad colour either. There you go, and that's it. So, new oil filter in. Now we put the bung back in. Still tiny bits of drip there. Look, that means the good 10 minutes it's been empty. It's been open, has been good. It's still dripping out. Let's get that bung back in. Oh, we've got a mesh filter in here, do we? I don't know if it's meant to come out right. I feel like it should, just to clean it. There you go. Wow, mesh filter. Now this you want to look into. You want to see if there's any shards. I mean, you should expect some glitter, but nothing major. Well, I'm going to give this a clean and spray it through. There you go. That's it. I'm not going nuts, it has a seal on it. I'm doing it by hand. Let me get out of this oil and give it a quick clean. Cool, I want the new oil in. That's so important at this stage so you don't forget it. So new oil in. It takes 1.7 litres or something. I'll put the first one in and then I'll do the second one. I'll put half of the second one in and I'll judge it using the glass window. So far, all we've done is taken the old oil out, cleaned it all a bit, put the new oil and filter in, and we're topping it up with oil. That's all we're doing at this stage. So that was the first bottle. It's going to take at least half of the other bottle. If we check the window now, we're unlikely to see any oil in there. So I've put 1.4 litres in. We're at the top of the window when we tilt the bike straight. All I'm going to do now is run it up 3 or 4 minutes. Run it for 3 or 4 minutes, then let it cool for 45 minutes or so, let all that oil drain, and then we'll recheck it, or I'll just push it away and recheck it before my next journey, although I'm going to be cleaning the chain as well next. Now before we actually run this bike, let's think, have we put in all the drain plugs, have we put in oil? Yes we have. When it's warm, we're going to be checking the oil filter housing and the drain plug, just to check that they're not dripping. So I've given the chain a good clean and grease. I'm going to give it a quarter turn of adjustment, just put it back a touch. I'm still waiting for the bike to cool and the oil to drop for its final oil height check. And then I've got 2 things left I want to do over the next couple of days. I'm waiting for the ice coolant, so I'm going to be dropping all of the coolant and putting in fresh. And I'm going to buy a new tub of brake cleaner, and all the brakes are going to come off, and I'm going to douse them massively in brake cleaner. Even if you're not servicing because your pads are okay, if you can spray them up once a year, it will really protect them. It will really help keep all the seals clean, keep all the crap out. It's absolutely the right thing to do.